All right, everything seems to still be working. Welcome to tonight's episode of the Dungeon Initiative. We had a week off so everybody can have their Deadpool and Wolverine time. And we are now back to our regular scheduled Dungeons and Dragons campaign. A lot of new things coming up. Possible new setup / studio for us to play on. Bring you guys some live table action, live dice rolls. And if you ever feel tired... Oh, what did I just do? I just clicked something off. If you ever feel too tired in the middle of a D&D campaign, you should get yourself some B-Res coffee. Because it's better than the energy drinks you're drinking. And all the red... What red 40? Don't look at me like that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh. And then nobody wants to chime in. Thanks, chat. Anyways.
I don't drink coffee.
But if you do drink coffee, it should be B-Res coffee.
So get some today with
code share this
whatever he says.
Let's see here. Everybody can see that?
Yes.
Thank you, Zoe.
You're welcome.
And I can call you Zoe instead of...
I see it.
Instead of Violet?
Yes,
thank you. I thought it was quiet.
Stop it!
He was giving me a whole list of names that he came up for everybody, and that shit was so funny. I think Bump got the worst of it, though.
Bump, chump, lump,
Stump. Bruh. Franklin was dying. Alright. So when we left off, 3 of the party members had fallen under a poisonous spell. Let me get my notes up. Taking forever. Everything's slow.
Just
and I believe that was Zoe, Eddard, and LaFay.
Yes.
You guys are still under that currently. Let's see. We left off on round 6, guys. So coming back around, will be 7. We don't need any of these. You still have a Spectre, don't you?
Yeah, it's at 1 health.
What about your Echo Knight?
Echo Knight went poof.
Okay, that's right. It's in that room that you left, right? The Spectre?
I think it went into the room I was last in.
Alright. Right there. So, the group in the hallway. Fen, you're still restraining LaFay. Zoe, you're still kind of in the same trance as well. Hugh is at your rear, protecting you, Fen. We're going to start the order with you. I'm actually going to move your thingy here to the top of the order. Get things going. These 2 is dead. Don't need that. That's a TED Talk. We don't need that there. Alright, Fen, top of the order. You guys are in the hallway. You just heard a voice say to ensure that you guys stay in this as a tomb. I think so.
Okay.
Can't remember. Shut up.
I'm unmuted, right?
I remember you made that joke.
Okay, cool.
Make this screen bigger.
Look, I heard a voice say that I need to be. We need to be kept in here.
Yeah, a woman's voice echoed through the entire dungeon, saying to whoever's within it to ensure that this is your tomb.
He kind of looks around. That. He kind of sets LaFay down and looks at Hugh. I think we just either one, need to find a way out now, or two, hold our ground to this whatever's happening to them wears off.
You're speaking to Hugh, right?
Yeah.
Well, where the fuck are we gonna take them? Are any of these rooms safe? And like he gestures to the doors, but that he's facing, versus the hallway ahead of you guys, which seems to be a like a crossroads. The room all the way to the south end that you can see into is that one with the busted door where you guys had the simulators.
Looking around, seeing the doors. I'm gonna try the. How many doors are near us?
So like right around here, you see one to the left and two to the right.
I'm gonna try the one on the left.
Going over here?
Yeah.
Alright. You want Hugh to move up with you? And I think you're still holding LaFay.
He put her down.
I put her down.
She's still under the trance. Her, Zoe, and Eddard are still under it.
Yeah, we just don't know where Eddard is.
Right.
Gonna have him watch Zoe and LaFay. And gonna check out that room real fast.
Okay. As you open the door to the room, you enter into a quiet space. You see a couple of like couches and stuff like that laid about. There's a carpet that was put in, and it seems to kind of be a place of rest. Like if you needed a quiet place to go hang out or just de-stress from a day.
Oh, this'll work. He looks
You
back
found
out.
a room?
Yeah. Something useful. Definitely comfy.
Alright. I'll grab elf ears here. You grab your girlfriend.
Finder's gonna go over and just grab Zoe, throwing her over his shoulder.
Unhand me, heathen.
Wait, you grab which one?
Zoe.
Zoe? Okay. Perfect. And then I'll put you guys kind of in the room here. Let's see. That's fine. Okay. Alright, let's see here. So, up the hallway, Hugh sees that these elemental creatures are moving down. And, LaFay, all you see is just more yokels. All compiled together as one.
They're fucking everywhere.
It's It's a Voltron yokel.
Oh god.
But yeah, you see that, and Hugh's like grabbing onto your like wrist and pulling you towards where Fen and Zoe just went.
Let go of me.
We cut over to Eddard. Eddard, the room is now empty, whereas before you saw the.
I had one assassin with me.
Alive or dead?
Alive.
Was he there on the thing?
He kind of surrendered or put his weapons down.
Yeah. For some reason, it didn't save all of it, so.
Okay.
So I'm having to like just go off of notes and stuff like that. Assassin. But the ones that were standing guard in the room, they're not there. You just see the empty tanks over here in the corner, and then the floating bodies in the tanks here in the middle. You do realize that like along the floor and such, you can see that there was dried up blood, and at some point you can see that like in the corners of the room there's like little surgical tools and stuff thrown around, like they've just been kind of sitting there so long that they've kind of been grown over by some filth. Over by the door that had the sliding glass, you can see that there's a little bit of acid seeping into the room. But the guy on the ground, he like has his hands up and he's like looking around.
I'll kind of sniff around to make sure like there's no one else in the room.
Make a perception check. Yeah, this one.
Dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, aside from him and the 3 people in the tanks, you don't detect anybody immediate in this area, but you definitely catch a scent of like further in the dungeon that kind of like just doesn't sit right with you.
But no other assassins or nothing.
No.
Do I actually see Orm and Jim and this other person, or are they also monsters?
No. Jim and Omen seem to be themselves. The only difference is they've been like stripped down to like some sort of undergarment. It's like almost like tights, and they're just like floating in the water.
I'm still in my lichen form. What are you doing to them?
I haven't been doing anything.
I kind of put a little pressure on his chest with my foot.
Nothing. I haven't been doing anything.
Wait, no. Do I still see this guy as a monster?
Huh?
Do I see this guy as a monster still?
So what you're probably hearing is like it doesn't really impede your. You don't see a monster because it's for you like there isn't like a specific thing that scares you. It's more so like involving like your family. So if anything, it would probably be like Godfrey that you'd be seeing like freaking out under your grip. And then as for like how you hear him, make an insight check to see if you can like figure out what he's saying.
6.
Yeah, it's just warbled responses and stuff like that.
But I can still make out that like this isn't Godfrey, right?
I mean, you yourself know that like why would Godfrey be there? But it feels real. Like it feels like you're actually doing this right now.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you literally are, but
yeah. As he's talking, do I see any tooth that looks like could be a cyanide pill or something?
not with him or that he's tried it yet.
Okay.
Like, he hasn't made it obvious.
Does he seem like just someone that just actually wants to live right now?
You can't tell.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, this is just something that's like not fighting back in your hands right now as you're like squishing it. So if anything, you probably feel superior to it.
I'll pick them up and kind of go toward like the controls.
And then like if you're going off of memory, you can kind of see the room in this illusion, and then like the bodies within the tubes, since they're not moving, they're just like floating corpses of some kind. So because you've been there and you kind of recognize the layout, you're putting in assessing that like these aren't monsters, they're not trying to kill me, or they're not moving. They're just floating bodies.
Okay, so I am kind of sort of putting together that this is just a full-on illusion.
In the back of your mind, you know that this isn't correct, but you're still like not able to like break out of it. You're not even sure if the thing that you're holding is a person or some sort of creature. It's like polymorphing into like visions of your family or whatever else it can throw at you.
I'll have the specter come behind me, and I'll also summon an echo. And both of them are going to be flanking this guy as we go toward the control panel. And also, I'll just be kind of like looking and listening around just to make sure like there's... Yeah.
What are the specter's movements?
And then the echo moves at the same speed as I do, I think, as long as it stays within 30 feet.
I'll put it like right around here. Sing good? When you get to the control panel, it's like a series of like levers and dials and stuff like that. It's very steampunkish. You don't know exactly how to use it, so if you want to spend an action to like actually try to figure it out.
Sure. I mean, I figured out the VR system, I guess.
Yeah. Just regular roll.
6 again.
Yeah, it's not seeming familiar. If you want to try to like do something.
I wonder if I'll get a third 6 in a row.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of try to take the time to see if I can figure this out.
So give it a try next turn.
Yeah.
Hugh is going to go ahead and grab LaFay and start dragging her back over. LaFay.
No, let go of me.
Do we want to? No. He like drags you into the room, past Fenrir and Zoe, and tosses you right onto like some random couch there. Now stay. I assume you closed the door, Fen? Huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Hugh looks over at LaFay and just goes, I wonder if we slap her hard enough if it'll like get her out of this trance. And also it'll just be fun to slap her.
He's just kind of like looking at him. You really want to hit her?
Don't you?
Not all the time.
Right now is the time. And like he readies his action. We're gonna go over to LaFay.
Yeah, let me see.
Mike, Jesus. Somebody.
What?
It sounded like somebody went into the mic. Like, what was that?
Hawk, two.
Stop it. Yeah.
Oh. How close is he to LaFay?
He's like within 5 feet of you.
She's gonna like kind of like jump off the couch away from him. I'd say maybe like take another 5 feet.
So like right over here.
Yeah.
Just hop up on the
And yeah, and she going to cast yet another cloud of daggers at him.
It's such a classic now. Alright.
4d4s. I accidentally got out of my thing. He takes 8 points of damage.
What kind of damage is that? Piercing, right?
Yeah.
Does he have resistance to that?
Yes, it's just a full resistance. Any piercing damage he would take, he minuses 3 off of it.
Alright, so yeah, you start him up and he's just like, you bitch! Ow, ow, ow! You adding the extras, 2 extras.
And then, 1 second. And then she is going to, since she's on a couch, I guess there's nothing behind the couch.
It's a fairly empty room. The place even looks kind of trashed, like, it hasn't been used in a while.
She is going to kind of backflip off the couch and kind of hide behind it.
Alright.
You're over.
Your friends know where you are, so...
She's still kind of so she's just peering over, all angry and frightened.
All you see, Zoe, is this vampiric-looking elf that's on green fire. Zipping through the room.
Oh, she has the zoomies.
Huh? Oh, she's a dwarf right now. That's right. It's even funnier. A vampire dwarf.
Dwarf zoomies.
Dwarf zoomies are even funnier. Can you imagine them running? Alright. And then we go to Zoe. I got this tense music playing in my ear, guys. It's brought to you by Soundtail. Laughter is not good.
So, after seeing this green flamed dwarf running around, the vampiric dwarf, she's gonna cast a gust at her.
At the couch, right?
Yep.
Now she's gonna be afraid of couches. What did we get here? And I have a fear of every household standard furniture item. Please, let's see what this is.
Hello?
Yes. Yes.
I
Everybody
cast
okay?
a gust at the couch.
Oh, did she have to make a save or anything?
Strength save.
LeFay, strength save.
Let's go!
She is squished. She got a 2.
Oh,
That couch is definitely hitting her.
irrational fear of couches.
That's gonna be an additional 11 points of bludgeoning from the couch as it gets lifted and thrown into you.
At 11?
And then that's counting any. Does it do any damage on its own, Zoe?
You said 11, right?
Yeah, 11 points of bludgeoning as the couch gets lifted and smashed into you.
He is down.
And no, it doesn't do additional damage.
Oh, you're at 0?
Yeah.
Well, in good news, you're no longer cursed.
Sweet.
Bad news is you're afraid of doors and couches now.
Ah, good to know. Dang, I feel bad now.
But she's gonna be like, she's gonna see LeFay go down, but see it as the vampiric dwarf in that moment, and she's gonna be like, "Ha! I can tell Fenrir I did that by myself."
All you hear is snarling coming from behind you.
She's gonna look over her shoulder.
You see the evil version of Fenrir going full feral.
She's gonna slap him.
In the image, it just kind of keeps going. What is Fenrir's reaction?
He's standing there, like, trying to contemplate a plan, and then, like, just getting slapped. He's like, "What the fuck did I do?"
And all she's hearing is the growling, and she goes to slap him again.
How many
And she's
enemies
just
do
like,
you have?
"You need to change back."
Alright. That's your turn? Because it's Fenrir's turn next. Never be able to do that.
Fenrir is standing there and he's like staring at her. Alright. He's gonna pull out some rope.
Okay.
And he is going to attempt to restrain and tie up Zoe.
Zoe, what's your reaction?
Seeing that he's actually about to reach out to her to tie her up, she's gonna... Horrible. Ah! She's gonna Misty step away.
Can you do that? You can do that as a reaction?
It's a bonus action. For reaction, let me
Technically,
find...
it's his turn. I just wanted to see if you had anything, or like, if you just try to fight him. Because that'll determine like what the roll's gonna be. But I guess you're gonna do a contested strength.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. He moves in.
Waiting for my phone to turn back on here.
Wait, was he? Yes. Fen, were you talking to me?
Yeah, he said that, he was waiting for his phone to turn back on.
Oh, because he went quiet on my end. I thought he was, like, reading.
Zip, zap, zoopity bop.
There we go, I can hear you now. That was Bump, not Fen. Are we waiting for a recharge?
You have to beat a natural 20. And if then, you have to beat a 33.
Alright, and what am I rolling?
If she gets a nat 20, she breaks out just because.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
This one?
It would be your acrobatics. It's either athletics or acrobatics, whichever's better.
That would be insane, right?
I rolled an 18!
Oh, so close. So close. Yes, no, he's gonna go ahead and tie you up. This is when some random person jumps into the session and just hears, oh, you get tied up, and we got a whole new fan base joining. Oh, Dungeon Initiative! I like these guys. It's like, no, black!
Stop it before it gets too bad!
It's too late, we're on Reddit.
Oh, no.
And now we're here for Dungeon Talk.
I mean, that was the plan in the first place.
Are they friends or are they lovers? Today we deep dive into Fen and Zoe.
Oh my lord. But after him tying her up, she's gonna be like squirming and she will let out like a faint growl.
Faint growl or are you being loud?
Faint. Like, it's just soft.
Sorry.
What does the fox say?
That's Zoe's new song.
Fen, you notice that like by the door, there seems to be kind of like some acid kind of spilling under the door and seeping into the room slowly. As you can hear outside the door that there's like some massive like kind of squishing down the hallway. Nope. And we go to your turn, Eddard.
Okay. I guess I'll roll to try to see if I can figure this out again. Which is still investigation, right?
Yeah. To try to see if you can figure out how it works.
19?
So with a 19, you're looking over all the dials and stuff, but then besides being like the equivalent of a like a keyboard essentially, these large big letters like a typewriter style. Above it, you see that there's these knobs that kind of twist, and you kind of get the idea to like twist them. And you hear behind you that there's like some sort of like whirring noise coming from the bottom of their the base of the tube that they're in. And you look over at the handle, and you're just like, you pull the crank, and you hear the water start to drain out of the tubes.
Okay. Do I see anything that can actually open up the tubes?
So when the water like completely drains, you see that the front part of the tubes like come open. Jim and Omen are kind of like leaned up against like the side of the glass.
Okay.
And then the third guy like falls forward and he like lands on the floor, face first.
Any of them moving?
Not at the moment. You can tell that they're like breathing.
Okay, I'll start moving toward them. I guess I'll start with the guy that fell out of it. So that's the guy in the middle, right?
Yeah, like the substance that's like on his body, it feels really weird. Like almost like jello. So you're like kind of like brushing it off him, looking him over, and he is breathing, but he's not like conscious at the moment.
Okay. So I'll kind of pull him along with me over to Orm.
Omen, you mean?
Or, yeah, Omen, sorry. I was thinking a whole other person in that moment. So yeah, I'll drag him over to Omen and pull Omen out. Still the same thing?
Yeah, unconscious.
I'll kind of try to slap him a bit.
That'll take up your bonus action,
Okay.
okay? You slap him and like he opens his eyes and you hear him say,
Also, he's waking up to a lichen in front of him, so I'm not sure how he's going to react to that.
yeah, he goes, not my banking information. And like leans back and just like kind of like reaches down for something and realizes that he doesn't have his
It's okay, Omen. It's okay. Eddard.
You're talking like in a gruff like.
I'm trying to without messing up my voice too much right now.
He looks at you and sees like that you're holding the handle, or you might have the handle on your hip, and he's like, where's my armor? Holy shit!
I don't know. I just found you guys in here.
He looks over. Is Jim okay?
He's over there.
His show pays for the magic. His magic show pays for a lot of the small funding. I can't lose Jim.
Just watch this guy. I had dragged the other guy with me over to Omen, and then I'll go check on Jim.
Going over to Jim. Same thing. Unconscious.
Okay, yeah, I'll pick him up, carry him over also. And I'm guessing I can't really do anything until next turn. So
until next turn. So you're staying over there by Jim. Is that what I'll say?
Yeah.
I'll let you do too much. Calm down.
I want to do everything.
Can I just get a regular token? Just give me a token person. Like at this point, I'll use anything.
Also, what race is the guy that fell out?
He appears to be human.
Okay. Anything like distinctive about him?
I mean, what you saw earlier made you think that was Caleb.
Oh, that's right. He had Bloodscreen characteristics, right?
Yeah, he look a lot like Caleb.
Or facial stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his facial features.
That's what.
All right, and that's your turn.
I think so. Yes.
I assume the Spectre and the Echo Knight are just kind of there watching the guy.
Oh yeah, they're definitely watching this guy.
Yeah, the guy's in a situation right now where he's got like 2 ghostly figures, that you're a fucking werewolf, and you just unleashed like 3 prisoners that he has no idea what the fuck what they're there for. So he says, "Can I go now?" And all you hear is, "I'm going to kill them all."
Who said that?
The guy. Well, like that's all you hear.
Yeah.
You're still under the thing.
Okay.
And I guess with Omen, like you just see a dead body. So it's
I would say like the Echo and the Spectre just kind of like, or the Echo just kind of places his hand on the guy, just kind of holding him there, and the Spectre just staring blankly at the guy.
yeah. We go back over to. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it all. Hugh, having seen the couch get flipped at LeVay, is just like, oh, that was fucking sweet. Now I should just dive bomb her, huh? It's kind of like shifts her right here. And then we're gonna go over to LeFay.
Hang on. Let me
Oh, you gotta
check my
That's right.
Yeah. What is it again? A D20
Yeah.
for death saves?
Yeah, I gotta get higher than a 10. 10 or higher.
Okay. I got a 16.
You got 1 save. You're good.
Okay. Also, just letting you know, my connection here is super bad. I'm out of Pueblo, so you guys are. Whenever you guys talk.
Yeah, but you sound great. Normally, I can't hear you very well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I sound okay, but like whenever you guys talk, it's super choppy.
Try to keep your end muted while it's happening, so that way you can mitigate the sound coming through.
Yeah, that's what I tried doing, but it was so bad. So what I did is I just exited out of the stream to see if maybe that helped. It sort of kind of helped a bit. But yeah, just letting you guys know. I wasn't sure if I sounded okay.
No, you sound good. You sound great. So if you need me to repeat stuff,
Sweet.
I'll try to be more clear, okay?
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, is that all? I just have
Yeah,
to do
yeah. For now, that's
death
it.
save.
From there, we go over to Zoe. Kick his ass, Zoe.
Well, what do you want to do against that?
He's gonna try to break free.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's gonna try and break free of Finry.
Okay.
That's same thing. Contested versus. I don't think you'd win against that unless you got a natural 20. See if you got a natural 20. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Top of the order, Fen. You have her restrained. We got one more round before the poison breaks off. So everyone that's currently affected by it, you can kind of see like this vision, this nightmare that you're living through right now, kind of dissipating little by little. Fen, are you doing anything else?
Just holding her, just making sure I'm tying off like what needs to be like restrained, and then I'm gonna look over at LaFay. Is she moving?
No.
He looks over at Hugh. Hugh?
Yeah?
Might need a stabilizer.
By punching her in the chest, right?
No. Paladin man. Save the dead one.
He, just kind of like looks at his fists, looks down at his hammer, and kind of goes, "Oh yeah." What is it called again?
He could just lay on hands.
Is it a spell or?
No, it's an ability.
It's an ability, so it features. Look at. He has 0.
That means he dumped it all on himself earlier.
He did. I actually remember him using that too.
He can still attempt to stabilize LaFay, technically, without having to heal her too.
Huh? I'll use his ready to action to kind of come over and give it a try. Oh, medicine check. Let's do this. What's the save he has to get? Or the DC?
I think it's literally just like up to the DM at that one, because I know another character assisting down player can stabilize them, because they have to use that action for that.
Alright, so he comes over, he sees that she's like bleeding out of the nose, again, dwarf body, and like he kneels down, starts compressing some of the wounds that she's got, and just kind of goes, "Well, as long as you're just a dwarf, I guess it's fine." And it's still your turn, Fen. Unless you just want to end it like that, and then we can just move on, which is understandable considering there's not.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that we get out of the.
Only reason I'm doing the initiative order is to keep track of the rounds, and then we'll figure it out from there. All of you, or I want to do Fen specifically. Make a stealth check for me. Make 2, actually.
Stealth check. No, I have to make 2 stealth checks. 14 and a 16.
Alright. So, you're aware that outside these things are moving around, right?
Yeah.
You kind of hear them go right by the door. And there's still like a little bit of like acid kind of like filling this square right here.
Okay.
So for the time being, you guys are currently hidden from those creatures.
Nice.
Back to Eddard. Jim in the tank.
I'm gonna pick up Jim and bring him over to Omen. And even for him, I'll kind of just like try to slap him awake a bit.
Bonus actions. Alright, so
His head flies off.
yeah, no, right.
It's not Jim.
It doesn't seem to work for a second, and then all of a sudden he has like this delayed reaction. I'm dead. This is what it looks like to be dead, right?
It's possible.
really
Does anyone know who that is? I'm pointing at the third guy.
Owen is just like, I'm still not even sure you're who you say you are.
Call the blade over to my hand, and it ignites.
And remember, you're hearing like the.
I thought they were normal.
I mean, like they just look like dead bodies now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a weird little
But
scenario.
I just interacted with
I know.
What's going on?
I know, I'm trying to be consistent, but like I'm realizing we gotta lay into this.
That's true. Stab them. No.
I'll say for the do this. Make a wisdom check. Save. Make a wisdom check. No.
Nine.
You're still not sure. You kind of remember them to be floating. They look like talking zombies to you. But their words don't make sense.
I could have sworn you guys were. I'm so confused.
I'm so confused, says Jim. And he kind of moves away from you. Since you're not attacking him, he's like kind of just shifting away. He looks over at the body next to him and starts to kind of like look them over.
Omen stands up.
I don't even have like the Spectre and the Echo bring the guy closer in. Yeah, I'll just end it there. I can't really think of anything else to do at the moment. Just kind of out of curiosity, actually. I would actually like to use Divine Sense. So that'll essentially tell me if these things around me are actually fiendish or celestial, good or evil, essentially. Yeah, as long as they're all within 60 feet.
Right.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So what involves?
Yeah.
Sure, if they are.
Okay. I just unleashed the big bad, I think. Who knows? I'm just kidding. And yeah, I'll just end it there then.
So Eddard tried to detect whether or not there was some sort of fiendish thing in the room. He kind of figured out that most of the room is okay, except for the unknown guy that was between Jim and Omen. We cut back over, and it is now Zoe's turn.
Is she able to have her hands out or anything?
She's still restrained, so she can still attempt to try and break free.
How restrained?
I rolled a 32 and
Is she able to wiggle her hand?
Right now, Zoe, since it's near the end of the poison, you can kind of see the image like faltering between regular Fen and this demonic visage of him.
She's gonna be looking at him and blink her eyes a bit.
Make a wisdom save for me.
$18.
Your intuition is telling you that this is definitely Fenrir, and like whatever's going on with you is maybe like pulling off.
She's gonna look at him. Can you please let me go?
are you gonna attack me?
What do you mean? I never even attacked you.
The gaslighting is real.
You slapped the shit out of me.
No. I slapped whatever it was.
Hugh chimes in. You hella slapped the shit out of him. I saw it.
No one's going to believe you. But will you let me go, please?
Yes, fine. And he's going to untie her now.
Once she's untied, she's gonna like stand up and dust herself.
And the round ends, and you are no longer under this trance. Eddard, you are not either. LaFay stabilized in the room. You guys can hear her breathing. You don't hear anything on the other side of the door. What do you all do?
I took it apart. It was because of the stems.
Zoe's gonna look around. Where are we?
I found a nice safe room. Kind of.
She's gonna look over to LaFay.
You notice there's a couch on her.
She's gonna stare at the couch.
You remember when you launched the couch?
Get off her.
Yeah, we can do that.
And she's gonna go move over to LaFay while Fenrir's lifting the couch, or going to.
Yeah, Fenrir's gonna remove the couch from LaFay.
I can't erase the couch, but you know.
No, that's fine.
But we
get the concept.
you got the idea. What's
Do I
going
got a token couch?
Oh my god.
Whack. I can have Nova
Did you
make
really?
tables and stuff with her Play-Doh. So yeah, you obviously move the couch, and you see LaFay laying there in her dwarven form, just.
How's your health, LaFay?
Oh, she is at a 0.
Jesus.
Let's see.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Zoe's gonna place her hand on LaFay, and she's gonna cast Regenerate.
Okay.
Right, she heals 42.
For the duration.
And then for the duration of the spell, she regains 1 hit point at the start of each of her turns. So 10 hit points each minute.
So, for however long we sit here,
She's regenerating.
Okay. Make sure you make a note of that, LaFay, and keep track of it. I mean, that's
You
for
said how
every-
many 10 hit points?
10 hit points per minute, 1 at the beginning of every one of your turns. If
What's
we're
the name of the
initiative
spell
order,
again?
though.
Regenerate.
I'm gonna put that in my notes here for her in case she forgets.
It's most likely I'm but yeah, hopefully it does.
It lasts up to an hour.
Yep.
It's pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
So you guys are currently out of initiative. Like I said, you have a bit of a moment here as you guys are part of this major group ensemble here. What do you guys want to do? Because Hugh is looking himself over in the corner and just maybe like bandaging himself and stuff. And he looks at you guys and just says, I need a fucking break.
Yeah, that's fair.
What does he got besides this? You got any good spells or anything? Feel free to roleplay while I figure something
Yeah.
out.
So, Hugh, what's going on next?
Son of a...
Zoe's just gonna look around, and then she's gonna sit on the couch and her tail's gonna lay on her her lap, and she's gonna stroke through it, making sure it's not dirty.
What, in the couch?
No, her tail. She's sitting on the couch
Okay.
and brushing out her tail.
Gotcha. How do hit dice work in D&D? I haven't had to use that yet.
Hit dice?
Does it give you the option when you do short rest?
Effie, heard me?
I got it now.
Okay.
So yeah, Hugh would probably be suggesting a short rest if we can manage one within an hour. Hopefully nothing attacks us or pisses me off. Pisses me off.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it if, well, I'm not sure where, Eddard is, so.
Wolf boy? He went through a fucking wall and disappeared on us. Yeah, he saw your echo.
Let's hope he's okay then.
Well, if we can't have a minute to rest, I'm gonna pop one of these potions here. And he has himself a drink.
Finra's gonna sit down and kind of just chill for a moment.
Alright, he managed to get back 42 points of health. What did you say? Huh? Alright, he went ahead and healed himself with a superior or a supreme potion. What are you guys doing?
Fenrir's just gonna try and catch some rest.
So you guys are going for the short rest?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying is like, she's resting, Fenrir's sitting down to take a rest. If we can fit in the short rest, then
Okay.
we're gonna take a quick rest. Yes, he's still worried. Like Fenrir's still worried about Eddard because.
Aside from potions and stuff like that, I will let you know in a bit whether or not it's interrupted. Okay.
Okay.
So that will determine if you guys can use your hit dice. Sound good?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you say how many minutes it passed, also, because that'll vary on what LaFay heals as well.
Yeah, that's true. I got you. Jim, and Omen are kind of like looking at each other. They explore the room and eventually found their equipment, and kind of chose a spot in the corner to like kind of get dressed. And Jim tosses a bag kind of at the feet of the knocked out guy, and it says, "Well, I found a whole lot of stuff."
Kind of pick up the bag and.
Are you still in
still
your
your
form?
Yeah, I'm not going down in this right now.
Gotcha.
It gives extra health. Why not?
I don't blame you.
So I'll kind of just like dump it out onto the ground in front of me. What kind of items are in there?
So aside from
Also, I'm doing this kind of away from the third guy, just in case he wakes up and it turns hostile.
So, why can't you just work? So, aside from what you see to be like a sword in a sheath, you notice that the crest is the family symbol for the House of Bloodscream. And amongst the bundle of clothes, you see the familiar red cloak wrapped around his chest plate and the rest of his armor. It's odd the way it was folded up compared to like the way you saw Jim and Omen stuff kind of thrown in. His stuff looks like it was like wrapped nicely and tucked and put away. And amongst that, you see that there's a little box of jewelry, and inside they have all of his rings and stuff like that that he's like maybe worn at some point or another. A lot of them appearing to be like ceremonial rings, showing like his ranking and stuff like that. You also kind of like put together that this is an old uniform, maybe outdated.
So this guy's probably older than what he looks. Can I do an Arcana check on the items?
Yeah, go ahead.
$13? So let me check something, because I think I actually have advantage on Arcana.
Alright, let me know. Arcana? No? Okay. Amongst the items, nothing really like sticks out to you.
Just have to make sure, like, if I didn't have that.
You are just kind of looking at everything, kind of like it seems like the sword might, but you know it doesn't give you enough of a reading for you to put it together. But you do realize that maybe this is a Bloodscream family member of some kind, especially with the scent that you're getting off of them.
Okay. I'll put everything back into the bag. Look over at the assassin guy. Do you know who this is?
No, I've never.
Do you know anything?
Doesn't say anything.
Insight check.
He doesn't seem like he knows anything at all of what's happening.
Yes.
He insists like, I've only ever really been in the other parts of the dungeon. I didn't even know that this was here. And Jim just says, sounds like a whole bag of dicks. Eddard. Waste this fool. Owen even looks at you and just looks at Jim. I don't think that's necessary. What we need to do is find the rest of the party and... honestly... where's the Fae?
We found LaFay for a moment, but I don't know where anyone's been for the last minute now. They all disappeared on me.
Typical fucking adventuring parties, am I right? Alright, let's start with this way. And he like heads over here and like stops.
There's a pool of acid building up in there.
Disappeared on you? You're the one who went through a wall.
Well, the second I came back through the wall, you guys were monsters.
Fuck.
That's how it looks to Eddard. Like, suddenly there was monsters in that room and you guys left.
Yeah, Omen sees the puddle of acid, stops short, and he's like, oh, I don't need to get AFL today. And, like, he goes the opposite way.
That way, big bony double, and exactly.
Well, I don't see any other way out of here.
Well, last time I saw everyone was behind that wall, but last time I was behind that wall, there was demons or monsters or something there. I'm not sure if they're still there or not.
Jim looks you over. Did you run into a nasty wizard who put some sort of curse on you?
Not that I know of.
Blink twice.
You're fucking with me, right?
Your people seem okay, overly dilated like a normal werewolf. I think you should be fine now.
Okay.
Omen just says, well, we can't stay in one place the whole time. So, anything you said down this way, there we got some sort of crazy monster?
Hold on. I'm gonna send my Echo to walk through that wall.
This one over here?
Yeah.
They go through the wall.
I'll be right back.
20 feet, right?
I can go up to 30 feet.
Okay.
I'll be right back. And I'm going bonus action teleport. So me and the Echo are going to switch places.
So you send the echo, flash,
Teleport.
Yeah.
and when you land on the other side, you splash into a room that's currently covered in acid on the floor.
Okay.
You're gonna take 9 points of acid damage. And over here to your current right, from where you came from, you see that the structure that Fen had busted through has started to kind of quickly like break apart as whatever was on the other side pushed through, and acid is spilling into the room.
Like quickly or slowly?
It looks like it's kind of like halfway and maybe like receding slightly, because whatever the limit was that in that other room could be running out by now. But it's definitely pouring enough into the room where it's starting to kind of fill out.
Okay.
To the hallway.
I'll kind of step on one of those floating podium things then.
All right.
And then sniff around to see if I can catch the group scent at all.
Make a perception check. Yeah.
$16.
You smell a whole lot of acid.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can't tell for sure.
There's no trail of like this acid creatures or anything.
At this point, like with the spillage kind of in the room, if anything had moved or walked around there, it's now covered in that acid. So even the ground's kind of starting to erode a little bit there, as the stonework might not be good enough to hold like it did in the cells.
Okay. I'll just kind of call out, just like, Brad? Zoe?
Samantha?
You?
Fenrir, make a perception check.
My natural perception being like 20. What was it?
22.
To me.
23.
You're trying to overcome like the sounds and the everything else that's going on.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you can faintly hear Eddard calling out from behind the door.
I'm gonna poke my head out into the hallway.
Are you being sneaky about it?
Yes.
Make a stealth check. Don't worry about
19.
it. Yeah, you push the door open. You can see at the end of the hallway that these goopy things are like kind of looking around for you guys. But you turn back down, and did you pop your head out of the hallway?
I'm kind of standing on the podium to avoid getting further acid damage until I get confirmation.
You can hear the calling coming like north of the passage, like back in the direction you guys came from.
He like looks back down the hall. Does he see the acid elementals?
They're like all the way down south, like over here.
Alright. With my 19, I'm going to try to make it down to where I'm hearing Eddard come from.
So yeah, you stealthily make your way over, and you find yourself there, and you can see Eddard standing on top of the podium. You are splashing through acid, so you take 6 points of acid damage as you make your way down the hall. I levitated. Everybody's got a magic carpet. That'd be very helpful.
Can we take these floating podiums?
Alright, you guys see each other.
Eddard, shh. And just
Oh, there
tell him
you
to kind of quiet down a second.
Yeah, I'm guessing those things got out.
Yeah.
I found Jim and Omen pointing at the wall behind me.
Well, that's good. Is there a way to get through without making too much noise?
I'll let you know in a minute. Make my next turn, I'll teleport back through. So, next turn. Because I have to use a bonus action to do that.
Can you leave your echo, right?
Yeah, as long as I'm within 30 feet of it, it should still be good. No, it's a bonus action, so I can't do it again right now.
But we're not on turns or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna regulate what you guys are doing and interacting.
Okay.
So you watch as Eddard disappears and is replaced by this Echo Knight version of him.
Oh, this is awkward.
Everyone else, I'm just gonna walk over to that.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Fen, what did you say?
Fenrir's staring at the Echo. This is kind of weird.
The Echo just stares at you back. When you reappear in the other room, you see that the assassin is dead on the ground. Jim and Omen have been knocked on their asses. And you can't see where the Bloodscream guy went.
He doesn't have his bag, I have it.
He's just gone.
I know, but I'm just saying I have his bag still.
Yeah, Jim and Omen are like getting up. He was fucking ridiculously strong. He wasn't even wearing his fucking armor. That's the weird part. Who the hell is that guy?
From as far as I can tell, an old member of the Bloodscream family.
What the fucking fuck?
Yeah.
Did you
If you find your friends right through this wall, we're gonna have to go through there. And I'm pointing toward where the acid room is.
Now Jim says it. I don't want to get AFL'd, Omen. I really don't.
Oh, what's the Spectre doing?
Just hovering next to the dead body of the assassin.
Just watched everything play out. Yeah, now go pull the lever and open up that passage. Trying to stay at an angle so that way I don't get hit by too much acid.
So, the glass wall comes down, and acid kind of starts spilling over into the room. I'm going to add this for context. And you're going to take 12 points of acid damage as it spills into the room. Jim kind of hops over.
How are y'all feeling about getting through this?
Upsies.
Fucking kidding me, right?
God damn it.
Come on. I'll go pick him up.
Okay. As you pick him up, your Spectre, you just kind of keep it nearby?
Yeah. Actually, before we leave, can I check what the assassin had on him?
Make an investigation check.
$19.
For the 19, you find his basically like starting equipment essentially. He's got some rope in a bag, and he's got some some lockpicks. I'd say like maybe 10 lockpicks.
Is there any sign of the cyanide pill in his mouth?
If you were to kind of look into his mouth, you see that he does have one. He just hasn't used it. But what you notice is that his neck looks like it's been snapped around.
can I pull that tooth out?
Yeah. Just make a note of it.
Okay.
Just put a note. Make a note. You also find 5 gold and 20 silver. Yeah.
Any weapons of any kind on them?
Just his daggers.
Nothing special about those. There, I'll take those also. Like anything that I know can be of value if I were to sell it, basically. So I'll just take the weapons with me also.
Okay. Back in the hallway, Fen.
Just waiting.
You notice that the elementals have kind of like moved on from where they were at.
Still going to be kind of cautious about that just in general. But he kind of like relieved, like he's a bit more relieved now.
Okay. Do you stay where you're at, or are you moving from there?
Yeah.
Staying where you're at?
Yeah.
Okay. Hughes just kind of, found a spot, like, in the corner to sit. LaFay, you've been healed. I don't know if you guys... You guys can feel free to, like, jump in and act and say things to each other if you want, like... You're in downtime.
Alright.
Otherwise, we move on. Let me know.
Yeah, I think we can move on then.
Huh?
You said we can move on.
Because I don't think they're going to say anything.
Okay.
Do you guys want to mention anything or talk? LaFay?
I'm good.
Okay, so I'll piggyback Omen and Jim since I'm not sure what their health is at really.
What was that?
Yeah, Finner's gonna wait for the guys.
Okay. And you grab Jim, right?
Yeah, and Omen if he needs it. Cause again, I'm not sure what their health is at.
I know they seem okay. So you hear some splashing approaching from that corner, Fen, and eventually you see Wolf Eddard kind of like running into the room, carrying Jim and putting him down on top of the platform, and then going back in.
And the Spectre will just go through the wall because, yeah.
Eddard. 8 points of acid damage on that one. Jim like sees the Spectre come through, turns around, sees the Acronite, and then focuses in on you, Fen. Oh, hi! How you doing?
Oh, you guys are alive.
Yeah, hanging in there. We have a good team at our back, don't we? Any chance I could get a lift? Jim does not do well with acid, like at all.
Just for comedic purposes, I would say the Echo Knight goes to like help Jim. The second steps into the acid.
That's what happened.
The Echo
Yep.
Knight goes to help Jim, steps in the acid, and vanishes.
It only has one health.
Has 1 health. Jim is just like A for effort. Real good attempt there. Alright, Eddard, you return carrying Omen in your arms. And Omen just says, just make sure nobody in the history books mentions this part, okay? I floated over.
Yeah, don't worry about it. They won't hear about it from me.
Fenrir's gonna help Jim. He's just gonna kind of like
5 points of acid damage.
jump from like that. That's just 10 feet. So he's gonna try and jump on that platform there,
Okay.
and then like reach over to Jim.
Alright. Jim is gonna do an acrobatics check. So Jim kind of preps himself to leap forward, right?
Yeah.
And as he leaps forward, he just ends up kind of running through it anyways. Ah! Ah! Lands in your arms and clambers onto you. Hold me and don't let go. And you can hear the sizzle coming off of his boots. Oh, I just got these. No, I'm not okay. You know how expensive these are?
So you're more worried about boots than your life.
Jim is always worried about looking good, even if I am in a death dungeon.
Uh-huh.
Just get me away from it, please.
I could just drop you.
Omen's just no dropping of anyone. I highly value each of your lives. I'm glad that everyone is perfectly safe and no.
Can we just get the fuck out of the acid?
Yeah, there's no avoiding it, Fen. So as you make your way back down, you got 50 feet of movement as well, right?
Yeah.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Not as fast as Bump, but
I'll say you can pretty much kind of move to here with Jim in your arms. I can die in your arms tonight. Double movement. Is the Spectre still following? You guys move your way in, close the door. There's still a spillage of acid in the room, right? And it's mostly in this area. I can mark that for you guys as well if you want. Maybe get the right color this time. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna get you out of the acid, alright, Fen?
okay.
Seems like the right thing to do. Alright. So, everybody ducks into this room. You don't see any of the elemental creatures at the end of the hallway. You shut the door and you kind of block some of the acid from spilling in. I'll even say it kind of recedes a little bit. So you got a nice pool right here at the door. Omen immediately just kind of finds a chair to sit in the corner. Jim helps himself to pushing himself into the couch with LaFay there and just shoves her feet to the side. Ugh. Oh God. Jim's looking around at all of you. We're resting. We don't have to be so quiet. Jim does not do well with uncomfortable silences.
I mean, what's there to talk about, really?
Well, there's the fact that we don't know where we are. LaFay looks over at the dwarf. Where is LaFay?
She is that dwarf.
Oh,
Right here.
that looks about right. It'd be funny if the dwarf still had LaFay's voice too.
I thought it did.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
I mean, LaFay can probably talk like LaFay, but the body probably sounds different than that.
Well, yeah, that seems about right. Dungeons will do that to you. I don't have a reverse spell or anything like that, but when we get back home, we can work something out. And get your old body back. Well, maybe a duplicate of your body. Something along those lines. Omen's just kind of like resting his head against the wall, rolling his eyes.
Do you guys know anything about the machines you were inside of?
Well, when we got in, I remember seeing a little bit of the dungeon, and then we found a weird room with a bunch of like chairs in it, and there was like a console with some sort of silvery pool. I've never really seen something like that before. Next thing I know, we were like passed out, and yeah. And then I see you. You and your musky self.
Okay.
I wish I had a bit more to go off of, but I guess we kind of came in here blind, and I was just trying to help LaFay out. Jim looks over at LaFay. Good job, Dwarf LaFay. Jim's very proud of you. Not sarcasm at all.
She just gives him a thumbs up, like, yeah.
He looks at you. Not sarcasm at all.
Yeah.
So, essentially, we're going in blind, trying to find out whatever way to get out of here when there's a bone devil and exactly still in here.
Jim's just...
Sounds great.
What exactly isn't exactly?
I think they can explain it better. I'll point at Ben, Zoe, and Hugh.
Finn kind of like looks up. Exactly is a halfling that seems to be reappearing ever so often. And every time we see him, he's in a different form of some kind. Like he'll have a pirate hat or an eye patch on. He'll be a devil, or he'll be the same bald little shit that I want to kill.
Jim's like kind of considering this. So are we dealing with like a clone situation, a
I assume
multiversal
so.
situation, or maybe he's a god?
Fenrir kind of sitting there, like remembering the courtroom of gods.
There was a god that looked like him. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Says Jim.
Exactly.
Omen goes, see? You're onto something. So, what are this guy's ties, aside from being some sort of jack of all trades, apparently?
He has an instant kill dagger from what I last remember. Stabs you once, you just die immediately.
That would make Jim's job so much easier. Is he connected to, like, whatever's going on with LaFay?
No idea. Last I saw him, he went down a tunnel with the Bone Devil.
Alright, let's recap then. LaFay brought us here for a reason. She said that she fought herself. Am I on the right track, LaFay?
Yes, you're correct.
Go ahead. You have the floor. And Jim says, maybe stand on the couch, you know, so everyone in the room can see you.
Zoe's gonna
Ha
stare a little bit, and then just look at LaFay. Don't you dare stand on this couch.
What happens if I do?
Do not tempt me, I can't push you down.
Drowns LaFay in the acid.
Christ.
Unless you want to die and then be reincarnated.
Actually, she looks at her as like, yes, please.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea at all.
Gonna be spending.
You do that, Fenrir.
What?
Kill her. Then
Matter-
you can reincarnate her. She doesn't
Then
want to
she
be
said-
dwarf.
She spreads her arms out. Do it.
LaFay!
I'm done being a dwarf. I want to be tall.
He was just shaking his head in the corner. It's not so fucking bad when you really think about it.
Does she just straight accept death?
Yes.
Okay, so Finner, are you allowing this?
Guys, we don't have time for this.
Omen,
LaFay, just get to the point.
Omen just kind of
When
says,
just
listen, as CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated, if one of my employees kills another, I'm pretty sure I can take HR action and not only be short one because they were murdered, and then I can have to look at you, Fen, and as a professional courtesy, fire you before you can kill anybody else, even if they are asking for death.
like he's doing us a favor.
She's asking me to help her. And technically, from your assumption after the courtroom, we're on leave. So anything that happens here isn't initiative officially.
You're still my employees. I can't have one just dying over the other because they just need to.
She's gonna come back.
Also, part of
Part
your
of your legal
agreement
agreement
is
is
making sure that Omen always survives. So, you're
Also, already the actual owner of that body is dead because of what's going on in here. We don't need spend our spells needlessly. Just LaFay, get to the point right now. What are we dealing with?
Fine.
Huh?
Fine. I went in this cave and some person, I don't know, creature, was in a form of myself, but more evil, and replaced me. So I fought her, and it didn't end well.
Sounds like you lost.
So there's
I
two.
did.
One of you has your body. What does exactly and the Bone Devil have to do with any of this?
Oh crap.
Fenrir kind of looks over at Eddard. Under the
Eddard?
assumption, if this place is controlled by the lady that took her body, then maybe they're working for her, or she's working for them.
There has to be more to it than just that, especially with the tubes that they were just in. There was a third person, and when I went back through that wall, they knocked them out like nothing. I don't know if he's with them or what, but we have to be as prepared as we can when we go into that room. Does the Bloodstained mean anything to you, LaFay?
Bloodstained. What they called me. I was in the hell. I was called LaFay. I can't speak. I am so sorry, guys. I was called LaFay the Blood. was feared by everyone. Hmm. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, so we're dealing with an assassin with your skills, army of assassins, Bone Devil, exactly, probably a super-powered Bloodstained. Okay. We're gonna need to just rest up, recoup as much as we can, then find a way out of here and kill them if possible. And I think we might have to destroy this place if we can. That's me talking to everyone.
When he says
He was
like,
already
we had
passed
to,
out.
when he says that we had to like destroy the whole place, LaFay kind of like turns back and remembers the orc that she took over, feeling like guilt.
No, nobody can read your guilt. So I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
We see a sad-faced dwarf.
yeah.
I was gonna say she should have never been here. This is all my fault.
I mean, says Jim. Yeah. Jim agrees. Good job, LaFay. Now, can I have the rest of the couch? I kind of want to rest. And, like, he like pushes his feet up against you and like tries to get comfortable.
She shoved away from her.
That's freaking rude. Reaches into his bag, pulls out his broomstick, drops it in front of him, and it floats when he puts his legs up on it.
Says a good job. That's not a good job. That's terrible. All I've been trying to do is
Try to talk a little slower and a little bit more concise.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, way better. Whatever you just did is great.
It was because my phone's on the charger.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah. Well, I have to charge it, or else it's
No,
gonna die on you
you
guys.
sound great. You sound great. Go ahead.
She says, so him saying that, like, oh, like, good job and stuff like that, she's like, a good job? Seriously? This whole journey, I've been trying to clear out my name. I'm innocent. That right there, and she, like, points back. I was taken over. Okay, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. And whatever, and that, and she points to the door, basically like the pathway where the orc's body's at. That right there just made it even worse.
Jim, he says, sarcasm, LaFay. Sarcasm. Jim agrees. Being here sucks.
How long till this acid dries up or spreads out enough to where it's not too dangerous?
Who are you asking?
Just Omen.
Omen just says, I don't know. It could be magical acid for all we know, and it'll just be there forever. But I did see it kind of receding and burning into the stonework, which means that it doesn't last well in the rest of the dungeon. Sort of sick fuck designs a place like that. I saw the cages too.
It's just everyone rest up, and we'll get moving in an hour.
Alright, so if you haven't taken potions or anything like that to heal yourselves, make sure you do that now. And for the next hour, you guys are successful in your hour-long rest. So use your hit dice if you would like to as well.
Quick question: if I stay in my lichen form, can I heal my human form during the short rest, or no? Is that not how that works?
I would say you have to be out of that form in order to do it.
Okay.
So
Just making sure.
You're either spending the hit dice for the wolf or you're doing it for him.
Okay, because... so would my spells and stuff all reset also then?
No.
It's just the health thing that I'm curious about.
Not on a short rest.
Oh, no, for me, like, since I'm a warlock, the stuff resets with a short rest.
Gotcha. You should be good.
I was just curious about, like, the health and stuff.
Hit dice you can use however many you want, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I used my last potion. And I think I'm out of, oh no, I got one charge of that left. Goodbye, restorative ointment.
1 hour.
Served me well.
To break out of it. Alright, if you guys would like to take a actual rest as well, we can do that now. Get out, stretch, use the restroom. Set it for like 10 minutes, and we'll be right back.
Alright.
Welcome back, everybody. Alright, the group was having a short rest, seemingly undisturbed. Let's see. This works. Hugh, wipes his eyes, sits up, looks over at Omen and Jim. Oh, fuck, they're alive!
I was just checking to see if the specter goes away. It sticks around until the end of my long rest, so it's still here.
It's just a ghost in the room staring at us.
It's literally just been watching everyone. Like,
yeah, it's like it doesn't say anything, but it looks like it should be shouting. It's a petrified version of that guy's spirit. Just that's fucked up. You just stuck that way. My map.
what just happened?
I don't know. Better have all the pieces where I left them. Alright, thank God. I was about to say.
Plus, it's only got one hit point left, too.
I have heard that D20 or Roll20 now is implemented into Discord, so I might have to revisit that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, so Hugh wakes up and he's like, you know, oh, Jim and Omen, you're alive. Damn it. Like, looks around at the room. What's LaFay doing right now?
Nothing really. Just standing there with her arms crossed.
Hugh just kind of goes, no. Looks over at Eddard. Eddard, you're now out of your wolf form, right?
I would say like he's slowly shrinking down. You just hear like the bones going back to normal shape.
That's fucking disgusting. Looks over at Fen and Zoe.
What's up?
Hugh's looking over at you guys.
Kind of looks back at him. Yes.
I don't know. I was kind of hoping like I'd wake up and we'd be home.
That's fair.
Jim and Omen are kind of like getting up on their feet, dusting themselves off. They look around at the rest of you. Looks like that acid is starting to clear out a little bit. And Jim, with his fucked up boot, goes over and just like steps around it. Alright, it's good. It's not sizzling. And he opens the door and like kind of peeks out for you guys. What are you all doing while he's checking the hall?
Zoe's just waiting a bit patiently.
It's gonna watch him for a second to make sure nothing happens to him.
I've been going through the backpack that I took off from the guy.
LaFay's gonna like kind of lean over and like whisper to Fen, "Please kill me later after this."
Jesus fuck.
Hugh hears you and he leans into you and he says, "Hey, I can do that for you."
Gosh.
And like he holds up a pinky and he's just like, "I'll swear to it right now."
As long as you don't like put me in pieces.
Hugh has a hammer, right?
Yeah.
He's like, it'll be swift. A quick smite.
She'll look at Zoe, kind of like, you'll still reincarnate me, right?
Oh, of course I would. You're the only one I really can enjoy having a conversation with.
Jim is like right
thank
there.
you.
No, Omen is like right there, and he goes, like he sees you react to that, LaFay, and he's just like, sarcasm.
She looks at Hugh, giving him like for the first time some cool respect, and she does the little pinky thing, like, okay, sir.
He like ties it in, and he goes, "This is great. This is what friends do." I'm gonna let Kita actually know about this stuff too. Like, but Jim pulls his head back and he says, "I don't see no weird, creepy monsters or assassin wannabes. We should be good.
Not even from the ceiling.
Not even from the ceiling, but we can always count everybody. 6 check. 7. Miscounting. Jim isn't good with numbers when he's nervous. All right, let's go." And
could I have done another Arcana check on the stuff while we were resting?
on the stuff.
Yeah, like just like the blood screens backpacks, like, just to make sure like there's nothing else like special in there.
Sure.
21.
So, looking through the stuff again, specifically the sword, kind of like draws you in, and when you kind of like pull it from the sheath slightly, you see that there's like a reflective visage within it. Like suddenly, like it kind of gives off like almost like an illusion within the blade.
What does it look like?
It almost looks like a like a helm of a suit of armor for a second, and then it like disappears.
Okay. Nothing else from any of the other items. Like I can't tell exactly what they do.
Do you pull the
Yeah, I was doing their kind of check on everything again.
So when you pull the blade out,
Since last time it was just like a dim idea that I got from the blade.
Gotcha. When you pull the blade fully from the sheath, the visage kind of like reappears again, and your mind, like, you suddenly connect this to be a family sword, and the name of the blade comes to you immediately, and it's Dragon's Bite. Within this like image that comes to you of like the blade being passed to another family member, it is immediately disturbed by the visage of this knight in armor, completely engulfed in flames. And they are also wielding the same blade. To you kind of interpret it as maybe the blade doesn't have like a specific, power that's familiar to you now, but it definitely resonates very well with this Bloodscream family.
Right.
It feels like the blade was tainted.
Okay, so nothing else from the rings or armor or anything?
Not that you found yet.
Okay.
But you do hear Jim kind of like moving out into the hallway. You hear some like pitter patter of like something wet on the floor, and he goes, maybe it's not all gone. Ugh, I can already hear the sizzling and the smell of rubber. Alright, that way was the way we came from. That's the only other way. You saw the squishy guys go that way, right, Finn?
Yeah, down the hallway over here.
Alright. Should we just press on that way?
Which way are they pointing?
I mean, you got Jim over here, and then Omen over here, kind of looking back in the direction that you guys came from. But you guys are the adventurers, so I need more of you guys interacting.
If we're gonna stop Bloodstained exactly in the Bone Devil, we're gonna have to go back the way we came from.
There were these two other doors.
Do you know where they lead?
They're right there across the hallway, actually.
We're talking about these right here.
Yeah, I know. I was asking if he knows where they lead.
I didn't look into them. I just, well, you see where we're at.
Well, whatever they lead to, hopefully it's not another trap.
I'll kind of step out and manifest an echo.
Step out right here.
Yeah. No, manifest an echo and have them walk through that door right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
I assume you're doing your switchy route?
No, just have him kind of walk about 30 feet in. I can basically tell if it gets destroyed also, so...
Okay.
won't necessarily be able to see what it sees.
Nothing seems to be happening.
The downside is they were coding.
I'll be back in a second. And I'll switch places with it.
So, when you reappear in this room,
Going back into the hallway with
you
the,
see that you're standing in like what looks like a painted like arena, almost like a circle used for like sumo wrestling or for actual fighting contests. Like the surrounding area, you see that there's barbells and monkey bars and pull-ups. Like looks like a training room. The significant thing that you notice about the walls themselves is that they seem to kind of be like made with steel, holding it all up together. But you also notice that there are different parts along the top that seem to kind of fold into the wall. Like these parts of the stonework and the metalwork that looks like it's almost like fitted in like a cube into the wall. And that kind of lines up the top part all on the ceiling. When you look over towards the door, just beneath or just to the left of it, from your perspective, you see that there is another set of those dials and switches. And beneath that, they seem to have different options, and you see like there's like different training formats and stuff like that. So it has like a different symbol for different types of combat or types of training that they're going to be doing in that room.
Okay, so it's just a reinforced training room.
That's what it looks like.
Nothing special in here from the looks of it.
Nothing shiny if that's what you're looking for.
I'll switch back.
Okay. So he teleports back. And anybody else by the door, by the way? I'm gonna say he was like over here with Jim.
Finra was over there pointing the doors out to them.
So like over here.
Yeah.
And then the Spectre's still in the corner over here. LaFay and Zoe are still by the couch here.
Yep.
So Fen, you see as Eddard teleports back, and Omen looks to him and says, "What'd you find out?"
Some kind of training room. There's dials and switches for different forms. Looks reinforced though, so not entirely sure what it is they fight against in there. Also saying this to whoever's listening, if they want to pitch in.
Do you... Finra kind of like thinks about it. You know... Didn't you say those assassins from earlier had something like gauntlets or something like that? Is that public knowledge, or did he say that?
Wait, what'd you say?
When you blinked into that room on the other side? That was like from 2 sessions ago.
He didn't blink into this room.
No. From 2 sessions ago. When he blinked into the lab where Omen, Jim, and the third person was. Sorry. Did he say what was in that room?
Yeah, I mentioned there was like a lab.
And then like the assassins and everything like that.
That's where I had found Jim and Omen, and then the third guy and stuff.
Alright. Finner kind of sits there a little, like thinks that for a second. You mentioned the assassins seemed a bit more equipped. Do you think that training room has to do with us?
Don't think I ever mentioned anything on the assassin's tale. I'm not sure if I actually noticed like how that they were better equipped or anything.
Okay.
Actually, Efren, did I notice that they were better equipped?
Yeah.
You did notice that they had the gauntlets on, and like they kind of like switched them on, and you saw like their veins kind of like bulk up and their arms kind of get bigger.
Okay, and I'll relay that to Fen also.
And you said this room over here was a training room.
Yeah.
Did you see anything inside of it? Like anyone?
No one in there. Nothing unique exactly.
LaFay, could you check? Well, could you check and see if there's any traps on this door?
There's what? Can you repeat that again? You said any what?
Any traps on this door?
Let me check. That's the investigation, right?
I think it was like either investigation or with your thieves' tools, which I think is sleight of hand.
I mean, if she's checking if it's trapped, it'd be investigation.
I got a 9.
The door does not seem to be trapped.
She turns around. Doesn't seem like it.
All right. Fenrir goes to reach for the handle.
You twist the handle, and the door comes open. And you see the exact room that was described before. It looks like a training room at the center where the knight is. It looks like some painted in circle where people would like maybe spar and stuff like that. There's a monkey bar like right around here that you can see. And along the wall there's other like pulley bars and weights and stuff like that. Some training pads here for them to punch into, and also training dummies in this direction. Along the ceiling, like all the way like near the top along the walls, you see like these like square pieces kind of like they would be able to kind of like maybe shift and move for some reason. It's all reinforced like with steel and stone.
I'm gonna look around through the room.
Make a perception check as you do this.
Natural 20.
What's your total?
28.
Okay. You do not see anything that sticks out in the room or is like appearing to be shiny or special. The padding, like or those square spaces along the top of the wall, again, like from what you can tell, they seem to be able to twist in place. So he's in the room. You notice, Eddard, that Hugh at the end of the hallway is like conversing with Jim, and every once in a while they're both kind of like taking a step further down the hall.
Hey guys, don't go too far.
We're just gonna go check that corner over there.
Okay. I'll go start traveling to go through that other wall to the next room.
Alright, one more time.
While they're moving, I'll also have my echo start moving toward the wall, going into that next room on the north there.
Omen kind of like shifts over, letting you do your thing. He's still kind of like paying attention to the northern room, and from the other side of the door, you don't seem to hear anything happening.
I'll have him walk a little further in, you know. Still nothing, doesn't trigger nothing.
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay. And I'll switch with them.
While he does that, LaFay and Zoe, are you guys doing anything?
Oh, also, LaFay, if you didn't know, you're at full health at this point.
You said what?
You should have been at full health at this point, like, by the way.
I got
Even,
you.
even
Alright.
without the short rest. You do?
Why is it not?
It hurts.
Oh, 1 second, my thing's weird.
Take your time.
42. Oh.
Yeah.
She's gonna go oh my gosh. She's gonna go out the room and go into trying to see if I should go which one I should go to.
Well, if you were being privy to what was happening, you know what Eddard's been doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he just did that again. His Echo Knight's currently standing at the doorway. He swapped places with it. Fenrir is currently in this room right over here. And then Hugh is down here with Jim.
She's gonna go to the room where Fen is at.
Where are you gonna go? Just anywhere in the room?
Yeah, anywhere in the room. And she sees the same things, like monkey bars and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, you pretty much see the same setup that Fen saw and what Eddard saw.
Okay.
If Fenrir's in the room, you could say hi.
Anything in here?
Fenrir kind of like looks over at her. Nothing I could tell so far.
Zoe, are you coming into the room too, or are you hanging back?
Following.
Following? Okay. Alright, all three of you make a perception check.
The second one?
Right now I need all of you to make one.
Okay. 27.
23.
And Zoe made a 13.
23 you said, LaFay?
Yeah.
And then what did you get, Fen?
A 27.
Okay. So with a 27, you see along the wall over here that there seems like to be like a almost like a humanoid shape with a tail running off its back, crawling down the side of the wall, and they're kind of going toward the door right now.
Do I get a sense of danger?
You can't tell.
Fenrir kind of like looks at the shadow. How big is it?
I'd say about like maybe close to 6 foot.
Fenrir is staring at the shadow a bit, kind of watches it, and then just like a quick instant, like lunges at it and punches the wall that it's on.
Okay. So lunging over here.
Yeah.
So it seemingly like kind of lifts its head as you rush at it, dismounts off the wall and flips over your head. And when he lands, Zoe and LaFay and Fen, you turn to see that he's moved out of this like a chameleon form, right? Like a camouflage. And now what you see is this humanoid lizard person staring at you all. And he goes to run out the door.
Gonna grab him.
What'd you roll?
Yeah, a second. I roll a 14 with a natural 1.
He not only ducks past you, he like leaps forward. His tail whips around, and the console that's on the wall, he pulls that lever, and as he goes to the door, there's a slide that comes out and blocks the doorway on his way out. The room that you're in, you start to kind of feel like a shaking of the walls, and the lighting that's kind of coming into this room just dims out. What you see next is like a projection of the floor, as if you're standing in a grassy field. When you look up, you realize that the cinder blocks that were going along the wall have turned, and they seem to be projecting a light into the room. Eddard, you are in a quiet room. You hear like this sudden disturbance from behind you, like a like rocks grinding against each other, and followed by like a shift and a in the room. But it kind of falls quiet at the moment, and within this room you see that there is a set of like seats running down to what looks like a podium. I forget what we call that.
Lecture hall.
Lecture hall, thank you. Small lecture hall. What do you do?
I guess I'll take a look around. Oh, is my echo still out there?
You would have left it out there, right?
Yeah, from what I'm looking, seeing on the map, like it's in the way of the doorway of the training room.
It is, yes, currently right here.
I believe the chameleon guy would have had to go past the echo.
Oh yeah, you're right. Would the echo have taken an action against it?
If it seems hostile, it probably would have.
It ran by him.
Okay.
Essentially, he's just stepping out this way when he comes through the door.
Okay. I'm just asking because like Eddard doesn't necessarily see it, but it's going past the echo, so it's like I'm not sure
If
like
the
what
echo
it's
has
doing.
a way of transmitting that information to you, then
Not necessarily. No.
doesn't know. Stupid echo.
This just literally watches this lizard guy walk by.
And then just sees the door.
Oh dear. I'll kind of just check the room a bit, like just walk around a little.
Make an investigation check.
Seven.
Aside from some pieces of notes and chalk that was left over on the podium, nothing really stands out in this room to you. You're kind of looking around. There's like a small desk in the corner here, and when you kind of move over to it, you don't really find anything of interest within it.
No weird smells or nothing coming from here.
That was your total roll, or was that with advantage?
No, that was investigation. I didn't do a perception.
Go ahead and do it with advantage. You can do. Make another roll as if you did perception. I think the last roll wouldn't have gotten you there anyways. What's your modifier plus the roll? Yeah.
For investigation, that's intelligence. Then for perception, it's wisdom. So both of them are +1, but
yeah, I'm asking what your modifier for perception is.
+1 is both.
So it doesn't matter. So just do another roll as if you did a perception check. Are you proficient in perception? So it's just a +1? Okay, then that's all you're getting. Okay. Yeah. You're not catching on to anything in this room. But you do hear more movement going on from the other room. And you guys suddenly hear like this like whirring noise. And within the corners of the room, you see projected these very large golem creatures. Everybody roll initiative.
$22.
That'll be a 14.
25.
Fen, you rolled twice?
I have advantage on initiative rolls.
Okay, so the 14 is the roll?
Yeah.
Alright. It is not 11:20. Do we want to aim to get this going, or would we like to call it here?
My eyes are getting really dry.
Huh?
My eyes have been getting really dry.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get some clear eye for you. I have the order of initiative for next Saturday.
Alright.
The Iron Golems projected before you look formidable, and we will end the session here tonight. Sound good?
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Let's see. Alright. As far as I know, we're all clear for next Saturday. Again, we got some changes coming for the channel. We're gonna go ahead and make a like an Instagram or something for you guys to access the GoFundMe page. So if any support would be appreciated in order to support the gaming store that will be housing our new channel space as well. So
balance martial arts and gaming.
balance. I was gonna wait a little bit to get the name, title, and all that stuff, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Excuse what I
balance
just
martial
said.
arts gaming. You are correct. Everybody sounds kind of tired. I hope that we get the rest we need tonight. Yeah. Everybody have a good night.
You too,
You too,
Effie.
guys.
Good night, everybody.
The second.